Well, thank you everybody for coming. My name is Nancy Arelli. I'm with Community Living Advocates. I just want to say I'm so excited about all of our speakers today. I know they already introduced themselves, but I just want to read off who we have today. We have Kimberly Griffiths. She's with the Everson Museum. Susan Morgan. She's the director of Onondaga Free Library. Alicia Madonna. She is the development associate from Onondaga Historical Association. See, Whitney Lash-Marshall, she is the executive director of Baltimore Woods. Lisa McCarthy Tamila, she is with the Alzheimer's Association of Central New York, and Gwen McCarroll of Gwen's Helping Hands. I did want to mention to everyone that we do have our independent living senior housing guide that just came out, so I will put that in the chat. And we also have a free caregiving support group that happens every Thursday at 2 p.m. So with that, let's kick this off with Kimberly Griffiths.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Again, I'm Kimberly Griffiths, the Curator of Education at the Everson Museum of Art. And I oversee all of the programming from small children. Like this week, we're offering some classes for kids on break. We have a teen council. I oversee all of our volunteer docents who are primarily older adults that are retired, and they go through a rigorous training program to then be able to give tours to thousands of school children over the course of a year. We have a pretty incredible docent program, which is one of the first in the country, and we're always looking to recruit, so that's of interest. But today, what I wanted to share with you is our outreach program. And I have a couple of visuals I may share with you in a moment. But our outreach program has been in existence in its current format for about 10 years. And it's completely run by our volunteer docents, which is pretty incredible. They do a really good job. The purpose is to reach those that would otherwise be unable to come to visit us. And so we have art lessons, art talks that we go out into the community, nursing facilities, libraries, community organizations, and bring the arts to you if you're not able to come visit us. And our presenters, like I said, are docents. They'll bring all of the art materials. If you're doing an art making program, we've had some really wonderful relationships with such as the VA Medical Center, and visited them before the pandemic on a monthly basis and worked with a small group of individuals. And each month there was a different art making activity. There was clay or painting, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful for us because we got to engage with people in a small scale, more one-on-one. And we think art can be really healing in so many different ways, even more so now. So that's one example of something that we've done. So we've had to pivot, as we all have, to the virtual world, and we really wanted to still be able to reach audiences and connect and bring arts to you during the pandemic. And like I said, the arts are so important with mental health. And so what we did was we created a series of videos which are on our website, and our volunteers either created a short art talk or they created an art demonstration which could be viewed on your own time. And we worked with a nursing facility in Oswego County, and we packed all the materials for them. They did a painting activity, which let me share screen if you don't mind real quick so you can take a look. There's our beautiful building. And those are all of our volunteer docents. They're a pretty awesome group. And so there's Evelyn. Evelyn is one of our amazing volunteer docents who created a still life painting activity, and she created a short video. She's wonderful, by the way. She is a wonderful teacher, and she's an amazingly talented artist. And so she brings you step by step through this process. And we can either offer you something recorded, or we can do something live on Zoom. Which offers obviously some more interaction. So here's a photograph of an individual who did our Zoom still life painting session, and she was excited to share what she had made. And it felt so good to still be able to connect the arts with people. Another project that we did recently was partner with Interfaith Works, and they have a one-to-one program, which I'm sure many of you know about. And we were just trying to find a way to connect with individuals during the holiday season. And we have a big festival of trees. And so our docents, they volunteered their time and materials, and they created all of these little miniature Christmas trees that were then brought to Sedgwick Heights for display. And I know they were really pleased with that. And what we were just trying to do is just kind of, just bring holiday cheer. I think, we all needed that. So this is our brochure, and I know I don't have a huge amount of time, but we are still in business. The building is open. It's very safe. It's, well sanitized. There's plenty of space to socially distance yourself. So we are definitely welcoming people into the museum to see our exhibitions, but all of our programming has gone online right now. And we can offer anyone of any age an art making activity through our outreach program. In fact, this morning I was giving a virtual tour to some 4th and 5th graders in the Syracuse City School District. So it's great that we can still connect with people. And these are just some examples. We've worked with Syracuse Rise before. And we've visited all the way north to, as I said, Oswego County, all the way down to Cortland County. So our volunteers are pretty awesome in that they will go where they need to go. So I will stop sharing. If anybody has any questions or for me. Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share what our outreach programming is. And you can visit our website, everson.org, if you're interested in trying to schedule something.
I had a question. Do you have any virtual tours that are on your website or that you provide?
Something that's a recorded option? We do. We have several videos that are available on our website and on our YouTube channel. We have one that's related to the architecture of our building, and then various current and past exhibitions. So there's definitely recorded options for people so there's more flexibility to watch on your own time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Anyone else have a question? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly. All right, next, let's have Susan Morgan with the Onondaga Free Library. If you could go ahead.
All right, thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
We've been doing really well with our virtual programming, which I know all of us are in that boat right now. The good news for our library too is we recently reopened for in-person services again. We had to close down for a little bit of time, but we're back up and running. People can come in for up to an hour to browse or use the computer. And then we have what we have called express services, which is if they just need to grab their holds or make a copy or grab a tax form because it's tax season. Those types of short visits do not require an appointment. So far so good. It's break week. We've already had a lot of families coming through today and people of all ages. And it's great to just be able to welcome people back inside the building. It does look different. We have had to put some furniture away, but it's still very welcoming, very open. And we just want to see people out and about and be able to visit in person a little bit more than we have been. So all good things with our physical space. I'm looking forward to having a senior fair with Nancy again. It's been so long, and I'm hoping that we can make that happen sometime soon. I know we aren't quite there yet, but we look forward to welcoming back an event like that in the future. I did want to show you just a snapshot of some adult programs that we're doing. So I will share my screen as well. Can everybody see this okay?
Yep.
So we've had some great programs for adults. We are thrilled to be partnering with Interfaith Works next month, which is going to be actually March 4th. And we're going to be working with an author on the book, While the Earth Sleeps, We Travel, a beautiful book of poetry and personal narratives of refugees from all over the world. Very excited about that. The big hit has been the Strathmore Speaker Series. If any of you are familiar with the Strathmore speakers, they normally meet in person, but we have had to go online, and we've had some excellent speakers. You can see here the January and February folks that were just there. Coming up soon, we have Eddie Brennan from Beacon Skiff that's going to talk about his business, how it's changed from apples into other grown-up products. So we're very excited to see him. And then we've also started a Diverse Voices book club, which meets once a month. There's no obligation. You can come to one, you can come to all of them. And we do have a regular group that comes to that. And this month we're doing a podcast series with our digital resources librarian. And he's going to be doing a focus on podcasting for people that want to get into that sort of thing. So there's usually a digital element, a technology for people to learn. And last but not least, I know people are missing the meeting room space that we used to have in person, but we do have the opportunity for people to use our Zoom account. So if you know of any groups, whether your organization needs access to a Zoom account that can hold a larger capacity, we are here to fill that need. So it also has the webinar capability. So lots of really good things happening at the library. And we're just about to release our March, April events. So I will certainly pass that on to Nancy so that she can distribute it to all of you. And that's pretty much all I had. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I wanted to know, do you have your fireplace going over there at the library?
I do. You can't necessarily park in front of it, but it is on. Yes.
Your library is definitely very welcoming.
Thank you. We think so too. And it's great to be able to see people again.
All right, if there's no questions, I guess we'll move on. Just if you have questions, you can always ask at the end too. Alicia, Madonna with the Onondaga Historical Association.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen too. Give me 1 second. Share. Okay. Let me actually make this a presentation. Can everybody see it?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna jump right into all of our virtual programming. So we kind of hit the ground running back in July to make sure that everything that we offer in person could then go virtual. So our YouTube channel is pretty bulked up right now. That's where all of our videos are. So we have videos from before COVID happened that are up there that are great and informational. And then once the pandemic happened, we kind of shifted gears and started making specific program for people to enjoy our stories and all of the great history of Onondaga County through them. And this has been really great to reach out to an even broader audience. So this is what our webpage looks like with all of the virtual programming on it. Everything is pretty much online for us. So everything on here is all the, if the load, are the YouTube videos. So these are everything we've been doing. Our OHA bedtime stories is our big initiative that we've been doing right now. So we try to keep them around 5 to 10 minutes. And we just now are bringing in local people of prominence that also can tell the stories. So our executive director, Greg, has been the one to tell the stories, but for Black History Month, we are going to be putting out an OHA bedtime stories on Harriet Powell, which if you knew of the play that Syracuse Stage put on Possessing Harriet, it's about that. And we actually have Michelle Jones Galvin, who is the great niece of Harriet Tubman, doing it for us. So we have a lot of great ideas coming forward with that. We're going to be reinstating our Friday Facebook Live, so a lot of virtual videos happening. We do have some paid programs that you can get digital downloads for. Right now, we just have our virtual Ghost Walk. You can still buy that and watch it. I know Ghost Walk is one of our big events that everybody loves. So we are actually planning to have a couple more this year in person than we usually do, so that way we can accommodate more people, even with social distancing practices. You guys can shop online. Our online store is huge. We have a brand new page now that's beautifully laid out and easy to navigate. So everything that you'd be able to find in our gift gallery downtown, you can find online as well. This is a big one. I feel like a lot of people don't know about this. We have a research center, and we have all of the archives for Onondaga County. We can do remote research. So if you have, family lineage or any kind of special project that you want to work on, and you're not able to get here, there is a space on our website where you can fill out a form and request time with our research center attendant, and she can pull anything that you would need and give it to you virtually. There is a fee for research center times, but they walk you through the entire thing. This is a little different. So this is like, you can get this as a gift for somebody. Like if you know a family has been here all of their lives and you want to look up the genealogy, you can reserve some time to come in and do that. Walking tours aren't really, you can do them. We have a place on our website where you can download the walking tours, so you can go do them. It's a little cold right now for them, but I always want to throw it out there because some people don't mind braving the cold. So they're all downloadable. They're right here. All the different ones you can do. And then these are all the different places on our website that you can find content. So a lot of our audiences don't like to be on social media. They don't want to have social media accounts, but they might want to still stay up to date with what's happening. So on this page, we have all the newest feeds from our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So that way, people that even don't have those accounts can still be in touch with us and know what we're posting. So that's been a great new resource. We don't have a lot in the way for kids yet. Before COVID happened, we were kind of jumping into a big initiative to create a kids space. That got put on hold. So we created the ABCs in history, which is kind of a substitute just for the time being. But these are created with kids in mind, but adults can do them and have just as much fun with them. So every letter has a different piece of Onondaga County history, and there's a downloadable PDF with some history and then an activity that you can do with your kids, with your grandkids, whoever it is. And all of these are downloadable. I wish it would load. And then the other two, these are just places on our website where you can look up fun little factoids if you want to catch up on reading, if there's a piece of history or something specific you want to learn about. These are places that you can go on the website. This is new, OHA Away virtually. So we've had this where we've come to facilities and we give a little presentation in costume, kind of like a living history presentation. And we're now on a case-by-case basis turning them into virtual programs. So if there is anybody that wants us to come to their establishment, we would have them pick whichever OHA Away story it is, and then we would turn it into a virtual event that you guys could watch at your leisure. Like the other museums, our museums are open. We have a lot of precautions that we're taking to make sure everybody's safe. So we have our downtown General Comprehension Museum on Montgomery Street. And then we also have the Scano Great Law Peace Center. I feel like that one sometimes gets forgotten about, so I always like to bring it up. That one is a $5 admission fee. Our downtown museum is free admission, and those are our hours down at the bottom there. So the Scano Center is a joy, and I highly suggest anybody who hasn't gone in there to at least take one tour around it. It's very educational and enlightening. These are just some of the precautions that we're taking. We got barriers up, we got plexiglass, hand sanitizer stations. A lot of our interactive pieces aren't interactive anymore. But one of the things we try to push is our membership, is because it's a great cost and you get a lot for it. And this is a great way to stay engaged, even if you're not active on the internet or coming out and to us, we will send you stuff. So the biggest piece that people love about our membership is our biannual magazine History Highlights. This gets delivered right to your door. You don't have to go anywhere. And it is a 68-page magazine filled with stories, what OHA is doing, what's new in our shop, and so on. And that's a lot of fun to browse through. All of our membership levels are on our shop site, which is a little different than our regular site. So it's cnyhistory.org for our main site, and then shop.cnyhistory.org for our shop site. But everything's there. And then the last piece I always like to push is our newsletter subscription. So we are kind of a smaller organization, so we're constantly trying to come up with new things. So we're trying to plan out as far ahead as we can, but the best way to stay as up to date with everything that we are doing is to subscribe to our newsletter. It goes out once a month, sometimes a couple more times if there's an event, but typically once a month with the entire month's worth of stuff that you should know about. So I always push people that way to learn more about us. So that's that. If anybody has any questions.
I just wanted to ask, do you know what you're going to be doing for your ghost walks this year? Because I just am in love with them.
We actually just had a meeting about it. We are going to do 2 at Oakwood Cemetery and 1 downtown here. So we're gonna have 3. We typically have 2. We're trying to make a little bit more because they're so popular. We had to turn a ton of people away last year, and we hate to do that. So yeah, we're thinking it'll be, I think we said April, June, and then August. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what we're planning right now.
So has anyone else besides me been on a ghost walk? And does anyone know what they are?
What they are.
So most people they're like, I'm not doing that. That sounds scary. I don't do that kind of stuff. But what it really is you go and there's all these actors, and all they do is tell, they pick a person from the cemetery and then they talk all about their life for like 20 minutes. And it's just amazing theater and amazing information. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes.
Just love them. Any other questions? Okay, let's move on to Lisa McCarthy Tamilia. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying your name.
That's okay. No, it's just Lisa McCarthy now.
So sorry.
Okay. Great, and I'm going to share my screen also. Nancy asked me to share a little bit about the social engagement events that the Alzheimer's Association does, and she has a lot of our programs posted on her webpage. Everything is free, of course. So I will go to that, and this will take me to a page right from our website. So let me get, I share my screen. So here I have, basically this is what I took you to was the program catalog, and the Alzheimer's Association. I mean, anytime I'm online and I'm even just Googling with my phone. Anytime you els.org, a topic you're looking for, Alzheimer's Association will come up as one of the options. So this particular page features the virtual social programs. Right here is what we call them Els Together for the Central New York ones. And then about a year ago, we started participating with other chapters around the state for Els Across New York. So what these are designed to do is really bring the caregivers and the person with dementia together to do something social, to connect with one another, because, you know, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's something getting them away from the caregiving role, and it often can introduce them to maybe an activity that they haven't done before. Of course, prior to COVID, we were gathering in person, to taking people maybe to the Strawberry Fields Farm out in Auburn, or the Baseball Hall of Fame, or the fishing hatchery, all kinds of things. But we've just gotten really creative in trying to put together a lot of virtual programs that might be of interest to people. So it involves, you know, nature, the arts, you name it. So I'm just going to go through some of these as I click on the Els Across New York. And these, again, are just a listing of some of the ones that are being put on by various chapters. Let me show you this other one here. I'm going to share another screen. Stop share. So. For instance, this is one of the local ones we're doing, the Els Together for Syracuse. We're doing something with Syracuse University's La Casita and one of their artists. So that'll be an online artist talk with Juan Juarez. Then February 22nd is Zoo to You. So the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
Can you, I'm sorry.
And again, this is all virtual.
Lisa, can you share your
screen? Go ahead.
Can you share your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought it was sharing.
It's okay. It
must have not skipped over. Do that again. Here we go. So there's one this afternoon that we're doing with La Casita. And again, it's a lot about outreach and partnerships. A lot of these are run by our volunteers, as more and more of a big national initiative for the Alzheimer's Association is to keep growing our volunteer base, to have as many volunteers involved with walk in the longest day, involved with doing community education, support group facilitation, and also the social engagement. So that we don't have to rely so much on, primarily New York State grants and the association dollars to operate. So then there's From Sap to Syrup, from one of the maple sugaring process. This is from the Hudson Valley chapter. March 24th, this is another Els Across New York, a tour of the Buffalo Albright Knox Art Museum. Another one, this one is local, and I don't know if any of you are aware of Sandra Fermonti, who's from the Liverpool Arts Center, but I had her do one last year, and she's going to be doing another one. She does so much with healing arts and drawing and therapy. She's just fabulous. I've gotten on her website a bit, and she's got just such soothing music, and she can take someone who's never drawn before, just very, very therapeutic wherever somebody's at. And she was so set up for virtual programming from the get-go, but also will soon be doing things in person if she's not already. So these are just some of the other ones. Again, these are scheduled out through April, May time, as that coincides with the program catalog. That's when we send that out in print and put that on the website for coincide with this winter spring catalog. So that's just some of the Susan B. Anthony House in Rochester is another one in April. In May, Frederick Remington Art Museum in Ogdensburg. So again, trying to open up, and the beauty of things being virtual through Zoom is that people who don't live in a given community can take advantage of these across the state and be introduced to things maybe that they haven't participated in before. And likewise, any of your senior living communities, you can tap into it and have your residents join in, to watch any of these virtually. We just need to register. You just need to register to get the Zoom link through the Alzheimer's Association. So, and that's about it. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? No. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, Gwen,
Hello.
take it away.
Take it away. Okay, everybody bring your knees. Did you bring your knees today? We're going to circulate our hands around our knees. Take a nice deep breath. I'm taking you to the beach. As you exhale, think of all the release as the water comes over your feet. Take another full breath through your nose. Take in all the positivity of nature that surrounds you. And as you exhale, reverse your direction, massaging your knees. Nice. Take a full breath through your nose. And think of your self-care as you exhale. Let it surround you like a hug. And then pat out your thighs. Really let it go. But just like you're drumming, full kit drum. Nice. I'm going to work on your breath work today. So I have a 7-piece kit, and I know you're not going to be able to see it all, but it's sand-based, and I have in here, the beginning is bubbles. Everybody like bubbles?
Yep.
So we work with our breath by increasing our breath work with bubbles. So you take a huge breath, and then let it go. So of course that didn't work that time. Just let all those bubbles go. And that is the release of stress coming out, and you can visually see it. In my kit, I also have rubber bands. You're saying, rubber bands, what for? You put it on your fingers and you stretch and strengthen your hands as doing a lot of computer work. Your shoulders are forward, your forearms and your rotator cuff are taking in all that stress. So this helps bring it back. So everybody roll your back, roll the shoulders, come up nice and tall. Have a zipper that starts at your navel and goes right up to your collarbone. And you probably feel your collarbone like a set of drums right now. Is it popping? Yeah, a little bit. And then add a wiggle of your fingers. And when you have a rubber band around your fingers, you're increasing strength up your forearms. So that is part of it. And then go ahead and shake that out. Another part of the beach therapy, you have a little smiley face and it's a shaker. And I add music therapy to the whole kit. And in your kit comes a very nice soft scarf, and it has musical notes on it. It's made of a nice felt. And you also put it on your lap, and you massage your lap, and it soothes if your clients have arthritis in their hands, or if you have arthritis in your hands. It helps release that portion. And you also get a facial with it and Epsom salts to soak your feet. And then one of the sessions, excuse me for my bending out of the picture, is a tongue drum. And we go through a 10-minute for 21 days. That's what the kit is made up of, to pamper you. Did everybody hear that? And then you have a seashell, which we go treasure hunting for beautiful stones that are ocean colored. So it takes you all the way into the waters and you circulate round through the sandy beach that comes in your kit and you go treasure diving. So you go through all of the ideas of relaxation on the beach. And then you have hot stone therapy. So I usually put a favorite word of yours, so I personalize it. And mine is joy. So you circulate this in your hands, and you can all rub your hands together. And when you're done with your day, take your glasses off, rub your hands together, take a full breath, keep your eyes wide open, and then cup your hands over your eyes. And that you do 4 times. And each time it gives you your eyes a little steam and it lets go of all of the looking at your Zoom classes and all of your projects. So it's a little addition to having a facial mask on. And another tip is to take a warm washcloth, which comes with your pampering kit, run it under hot water, put it over your face, and breathe. So this helps with your immune system, helps increase your lung expansion, and you're really fighting the cold weather. I think we all want to fight the cold weather, right? So I teach classes Monday through Friday, mainly in the mornings. Tomorrow, and it is all ages, so I focus mainly on seniors, but I have people with brain injuries. I have MS clients that come on, and I teach from Texas, California, Colorado, and down in Florida. So everybody joins in on Zoom. I've done classes where I'll get on for 20 minutes beforehand and teach people how to get on Zoom, which is a lot of fun when you're 87 years old, right?
Got that right.
Or any age. And Nancy, you said that you want to go to the Outer Banks for your vacation.
Mhm.
I've added on to my pampering package where I have a questionnaire that I send out about your favorite place to go on vacation. And then I get a virtual screen and I put you in your comfort of your home, and then we go on vacation. And then I pamper you for 10 minutes, 21 days.
Mm.
At your leisure. And tomorrow starts, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm trying to get it all in. Tomorrow I start a Wednesday wellness walk, and that'll be at 8 a.m., at noon, and at 5 p.m. And it can all be virtual, or you can meet me at noon. I live right near Onondaga Lake Park. So I'm going to be doing a 15-minute walk, but I will video them at 8, noon, and at 5 p.m. So we all can get back to nature every Wednesday. And I'll do that through live on Facebook or FaceTime actually, and on Zoom. I think that's all I have.
That's a lot. So where can people find your classes and things?
You can go to my website. It is Gwen's Helping Hands. I'll put it in the chat. And .com or .net. Actually, it's .com. And that will give you all of the classes. And I have yet today to add the Wednesday walking. If you just go to my website, you'll see them all right there. And if you'd like me to send you the Zoom link, just shoot me an email and I'll get it to you.
Perfect.
Gwen, I just want to say thank you. I think you did your first Zoom session with our residents a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't too many residents, but the feedback was great.
Good.
So we're excited. There's more on the schedule, right?
There is.
Yeah,
Next week.
okay, cool. I'm excited. I missed that one, but I'm hoping I can pop up for one.
Wonderful. Thank you. It was fun.
Good. We thank you. They loved it.
Must have been my jokes.
Thank
Gwen,
you.
I have a question.
Yes.
And this is a serious question, and I know everybody knows that, I'm definitely a joker, queen of one lines, but can you teach somebody to meditate?
Yes, you can.
Because seriously, I've had ADHD my whole life, even as an adult.
Yes.
I just am always scrambled. I
Yes.
never have been able to meditate a day in my life.
I can help you.
Okay.
I also have
About
had
it.
trouble sitting still, and I do the squirrel routine normally. It's like every hour. I'll be talking to my husband. I get up, I have this idea, and I don't even let him get his coffee first. And I said, I have come up with this great idea. And then I go, oh my gosh, there's a squirrel. So yes, if I can meditate,
I'll do it
anybody can meditate.
professionally too. And that's what's when you
Yes.
get distracted and it's like just, for relaxing because that's, unless I'm drinking, I'm not relaxed.
And you can do a moving meditation as well. So if you
really?
you can all take a nice deep, I call this a sunrise breath, where you imagine there's a sunrise coming up, and you all take a full breath. And as you exhale, come back to your heart with your palms together. Then do another. So you do 3 of these. And this will help you get into a focus of pampering you. Because if you don't pamper you, you don't have any energy to do anyone else, right?
So right now I'm thinking about Mr. Miyagi.
Well, that's a good thing, because then you'll let it out. But you're also focusing on breathing, which that's our biggest deal, is that we don't focus on our breath, and we only use about 10% of our lung capacity.
Well, I'll reach out to you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for any of our speakers?
Gwen, I didn't present yet.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's
How did
okay.
I skip over you? You are not there on my list. I'm so sorry, Whitney.
That's okay. Does everybody have like 5 more minutes?
Yeah, we're here until 3:30.
Okay.
Don't worry.
No, this is really fun. What a great group. Thanks for doing this, Nancy, and actually going after Gwen is perfect because she's set the stage for how important taking time to connect to nature, even if you can't go out and be in it, or that doesn't feel like a safe space yet for you or a resident or someone you're working with, that we really want to keep you connected to it. So I'm gonna share my screen too. Got a few slides to bring Baltimore Woods to you today. For those of you who might not know, Baltimore Woods Nature Center is out in Marcellus. Like I mentioned, we do have an interpretive center, which is only really open for specific programs right now. It's closed to the public, but if you want to come snowshoe, we can meet you at the door with a pair of snowshoes. And we have about 180 acres on a preserve here, which includes ponds and streams and some very steep hills and just beautiful greenery and forest that a lot of people come to, over 20,000 people a year, to hike and just immerse themselves in the beauty of nature. And that has immense mental health benefits, physical health benefits, and the 4 elements of what we try to really incorporate into everything we do are environmental education. So for over 50 years, we've been doing environmental education in the area, recreation, get outside and move, and then nature play and research. And today I really focus on that education and recreation piece, but we have about 6 miles of trails if you ever want to go for a nature walk, just like Gwen set us up for as well. Many of you may have heard about Baltimore Woods as a place for early childhood environmental education. We're very well known for our summer camp programs. I'm watching 24 kids get picked up out my window right now who have been here all day playing in the snow and having a wonderful time away from the screens. We do hundreds of field trips here every year for kids K-8, but we also do programs in all seasons every year for the adult community. And usually those are happening on a monthly basis in person here. But like all of the presenters before me, we've also had to be creative about how to do that virtually. And we've had about a year of trying to figure out how to do that. We have taken our biggest program, which is called Nature in the City. We typically get to go into all the Syracuse City elementary schools and do hands-on science education with them. And hands-on education, not very popular in a time of COVID, but still so critical as people are trying to find ways to connect when you can't be together physically. And we've found ways to make that program virtual, as well as find those safety protocols to do in-person programming again. So we've got programs going on site every week for kids who are doing hybrid learning or virtual learning and looking for that outdoor component to get outside. We have science adventures in nature and a program called Trail School. We've had some nature art programs for retired adults and some short hikes and even cooking outside over a fire. So everything's outdoors all the time for us. But like I said, not everybody wants to get outdoors. So we have also tried to take all of our programs and turn them virtual to bring them to you. And we're just starting to explore, how do we expand the number of people getting to see these programs? So our incredible team of educators since last April has put together, I think we have 15 full-length pre-recorded, really in-depth explorations of nature, focused on Baltimore Woods Nature Center Preserve, focused on Central New York. So learning about nature right here where we live, but of course also for people who don't live here anymore and might still want to connect to us, they can see Syracuse even if they're in California or Colorado. Some of these are the salamander migration that happens at Labrador Hollow, the beaver ponds that are right here on our preserve, and learning about those creatures and the lessons they might lend us. So we have all of those videos available. We have one virtual program going on now called Superlative Life, which I thought you guys might want to see just a little clip of. This is just about 30 seconds. So this is a video our naturalist Tom went out all over from Oswego County to right in our backyard here on the preserve and got these really great up close explorations of how animals survive in winter. That even though you look out your window and you think nothing's happening right now in the snow, there's some really great viewing opportunities. There are readings in that program from Edwin Teal's book about exploring the United States in winter, and also opportunities to connect with our staff when you finish those videos. So Superlative Life is available on our program calendar right now to view through the end of February. All of our virtual programs are free. If people would like to give a donation, that's certainly welcome. We're a nonprofit, but those are free to share with your communities. In March, we'll have a Mindful Moment spring meditation that involves guided readings and explorations of the preserve here. And in April, that spring amphibian migration will be back. We have 2 in-person programs coming up in the near future. of twigs and trees is about how to identify buds and the spring emergence of nature back once the snow has melted. And then in April, just a nice Friday afternoon stroll to go out with one of our educators and learn a little bit more. In terms of other resources we have to take home, we do have a nature art gallery that's usually going on in our program room. I say usually, it is still hanging in our program room, but you do have to make a reservation to come and see it. And we've really missed people getting to see those paintings in person. So there is a virtual exploration of the art gallery and some Q&A with Diane Menzies, our current artist. So that's something to check out or share if nature art is something that's close to your heart. And probably what we're most excited about getting the word out about is our Nature in Your Hands at Home page. So last April, when we were going through that series of the building's closed, staff has to work from home, we're canceling all of our programs, all of those negatives, we tried to think about how do we bring everything that's happening outside to people's homes, not just for kids, but for the entire community. How do we keep them engaged with what's happening outside their window? And on this webpage, there's virtual naturalist exploration. So every week we've put out a 1 to 2 minute video or a series of videos around different nature themes. There's over 100 on the website to choose from that you can enjoy. There's over 100 activities and games you can download for free that are available on that site. There's nature stories, so engaging readings of books. Every week we put out a nature themed poem for people to enjoy with some beautiful images. And then every week since last April, we've done a Monday nature journal prompt. So you can go back and start with those from 2020, or you can start with us any Monday coming up as a way to chart your own thoughts and process what's happening. So just a few of our educators in those videos really focused on bringing those up close explorations of nature home to you. This is just a screenshot of what that website looks like. We've got activities that are more for kids, but also a lot that are labeled for adults or for families, or things you could even do interactively with multiple people in a virtual setting. And all of these programs right now are really just talking to the audience of our members. And why I was really excited Nancy invited us to come and talk today was that we want to hear from all of you of how we can help serve you in your communities. How can we bring our programs to you in a way that makes sense for how you share or what your community's needs are? And I'm gonna pop a very short, and you don't have to do it right now, but if you don't mind doing it soon, I'd appreciate it. A very short 4 questions survey for all of you to think about and share with us just what you're looking for. What sort of outreach and partnerships do you need? Are you looking for in-person? Are you looking for live? Are you looking for pre-recorded? What sorts of topics or themes are you thinking about? When do you want them? You know, we might be able to turn stuff around right away, but also know people are planning out a little bit further, so that we're looking for you for some guidance on how we can best help bring nature in and help people benefit from it no matter where they are. So that's a way to get connected directly with me and our education team here. And we just really look forward to sharing all of this content with new communities that we know are really missing getting to see some of those things in person, or maybe haven't been able to in a long time because of mobility challenges or something like that. If you are looking for in-person programs in the next several months, maybe not in the snow, we have in October, just in 2020, we've installed an accessible trail. We didn't have one before. And the final touches on that, it goes just under a mile right behind the building. It's going to be all stone dust with some interpretive signage. That's going to be the final installation this April, when all of the spring wildflowers are emerging. So that would be a great opportunity if you're doing off-site programs at all, to bring a small group together, and we can partner with one of our educators to help guide you. So that's a big snapshot of a lot of different things going on here. And we're really open to exploring not only sharing what we've put together, but collaborating on something new that really works for all of you. So thank you very much for the opportunity to chat with you.
Wow, that was fascinating. Um,
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about the new trail that you put in that you said was wheelchair accessible, I believe. What are your thoughts on rolling walkers on that surface?
I'd say we would probably want to test it after the snow and the freeze and thaw cycle. So in the fall, the gravel underneath the stone dust was probably too loose for that with the pressure from leaning on it. But my understanding is it should be much more stable in the winter. That's why we didn't fully finish the project before the cycle. We're hoping, we're talking to a few grant agencies that we're hoping to be able to provide a trail ready wheelchair that people could rent when they come on site, but that's in process right now. There's really just one type of wheelchair that has been designed, which is just flabbergasting that there's only one option out there on the market that's designed to go over routes and help you navigate potholes and things like that on the trails. So it's something we've really been exploring. We have a number of groups that come out here that might have one or two residents in a wheelchair, or just a number of people who can't do a lot of our trails. They're too steep or there's too many things to step over. So we're trying to accommodate and expand the ability for those audiences to join us.
Yeah, I'm envisioning someone with one of those rollator walkers, you know, the kind that you don't really push down at, you just kind of push it in front of you and then you sit on it when you need a break.
I think that would work well.
Yeah, I think that would work well too. That's really exciting. I have to tell you, my husband and I, we had this idea that we wanted to start a business where we would get adult size like strollers and we would push people through the through the trails and let them see it, and we could get exercise. It was a win-win for everybody. So that just sounds like such a great thing. Thanks for having
It's like a rickshaw.
Yeah, like a rickshaw. It'd be amazing, you know, just killing so many birds with one stone.
Have you seen the wheelchairs that can go in sand?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, anything with a solid tire that's inflatable and wide enough for the surface seems like it would work. And those beach ones are all PVC.
Huh.
Yeah, they're
Light.
you know, light. Yeah. And Whitney, are you part of the county park system, correct? Baltimore.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. We're not.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, we're a private nonprofit, and the preserve is actually Baltimore Woods Nature Center as an education organization owns part of it. And the rest of the preserve is a Central New York Land Trust property. And we've been in collaboration to manage and run programs on it for, I think we're pushing 40 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know as long as I've lived here. Not originally from Central New York, but I thought you were I thought the county bought you. I thought you were part of the county now, park system.
No, we collaborate with them quite a bit. City parks and county parks, our educators, like I mentioned, our Nature in the City program, our educators and our program model has been people can't always come here or don't have access to coming here. So our educators go to them. We've done a lot of programs with libraries across the county, with adult facilities and schools and all sorts of things of that. We'll bring that nature to you or do the program with the nature in the backyard or right outside the library's front door to just bring that perspective of it is all around us. We just don't always notice it and appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Thank you.
So Nancy, I wanted to just say that I love who you brought together today. I think this group, it was so appropriate, especially, you know, coming from like a senior living community where we've been so isolated from anything like in person, and just to have such a variety of speakers and realize all the virtual programming that is out there that I honestly wouldn't have thought. I would not have thought about the Historical Society or the Everson or the library. And, you know, these are, and Baltimore Woods and Gwen, I know you from previous opportunities, but I just think it was such a great timing and a great group of people and great resources for everybody.
Thank you. Whitney, I had a question for you. A few years ago, I was looking into senior camps, and I know that there's one up in Oswego that they do like a couple days of summer. And I was wondering if Baltimore Woods ever had a thought about doing a camp for adults or for seniors.
I don't know that that's ever been explored. So I've only been here since 2017, so I can't say it's never been on the table. I know we've explored family camps where parents get to come too, because we often hear, like, my kids found this great place or had this great time, but they can't take me to that spot on the preserve because they don't know how to get back there without their counselor. But I love that idea. And certainly it has some simplifications in terms of program planning where we're not taking responsibility for children and all of the paperwork and certification. So I'd love to explore that.
I'll be honest, I'm going to be 55 in 9 years, so I'm trying to get
In
these
9
things ready
years.
for me. Because I want to go to camp. I never got to go to camp as a kid, and when I am retired, I plan on going to camps for adults. So there you go.
And I was going to say, how great you looked until you said 9 years.
Oh, thank you. That's funny.
Maybe Gwen can come lead some activities for us.
I
Yeah,
would love to.
absolutely.
I almost think I could be your grandmother. I'd have to
Stop.
do the math.
I'm 49, not 39. Goodness gracious.
Oh, okay.
sakes. I mean, I'm 46. I'm going to be 55
46.
in 9
yeah.
years. Yeah.
Oh, Nancy, you're just a child,
You're a
Oh.
baby.
Thanks.
along with the rest of you ladies.
Well, I just-
lot of young people. That's awesome.
Yes. I just want to say thank you to all our presenters, because even though people might not be here, hopefully they'll be able to see it and utilize your virtual programs and really help the seniors that they care for. So I want to say thank you. Yay. I
Thank you
know.
for having us.
All right.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, this is a wonderful
Yes, thank
community.
you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's get together again next month. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Any last things people want to add in?
Nancy, will you send, okay, I do see some links here in the chat though.
Yeah. If anybody has a
Onondaga
flyer,
Historical. Yeah, okay.
if you have a flyer or information, if you send it to me, I will make sure it gets out to everybody. And if you've
Are we
already
gonna
sent it, I will.
Fill out the Baltimore survey, without like the link, once we
Yeah.
leave here? Yeah,
The link
Okay.
will still work. Yeah.
okay, perfect.
Is
I
it in,
can, I'll make sure Nancy has that link to send out too, because that could go beyond the group as well, or feel free to share it with someone else in your, of your staff as well.
Perfect.
Okay. Thanks,
I
guys.
have one more thing. If anybody is interested in doing an open mic night, we're doing one this Thursday at 7:30. And if you want to shoot me an email, I'll send you the Zoom link to get onto it.
Perfect.
right?
Question for Lisa. Who's the person at Liverpool Art Center that does the self-care through art?
Andy Sabian.
What was her name?
Andy Sabian.
And well, she
Sandra,
goes by Sandra Fioramonti. Is it Fabian hyphenated?
I think it's Sabine, but I'm not entirely sure how
Is
she
it
pronounced
Sabine?
it. I think so. I used to go to her all the time.
She just fabulous, and I was just on her website recently. Our social engagement program coordinator had left the organization like right after COVID. So we were all like pitching in, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And I was new to the organization. So okay, just brainstorming, trying to figure out what can we do virtually? You know what I mean? And everybody was just getting up and running. And she just was fabulous. And so I just thought she just is really, really gifted in terms of